Hi guys, welcome back to another video. In this video, I'm going to be talking about what an acceptable cost per lead or cost per purchase is for your social media marketing agency clients or for any kind of advertising clients or campaigns you've got running. So guys, this video is going to be quite in depth and I'm going to try and say it in the best way possible, in the most simple way possible, but it is quite advanced. So when people start running their Facebook ad campaigns, especially beginners, they often ask me the same question, which is, Harry, what's an acceptable cost per lead? What's an acceptable cost per purchase? And it's an impossible question to answer without looking at the business that they're running it for, because an acceptable cost per lead for a business selling a coaching program for $10,000, their profitable cost per lead or cost per purchase is very different to someone selling a £50 product or service. So when you're calculating the acceptable cost per lead, you need to think of, you need to get hold of a few pieces of information. You need to get hold of the profit margin of the product and service. You need to get hold of the conversion rate of the leads. So this isn't going to be acceptable for e-commerce brands, but for lead generation clients, you need to find out what the conversion rate that client currently has with the leads that are coming in. And you need to know what the cost per lead is. And so once you've got all that information, you can work out at what point the cost per lead gets too high or the cost per purchase gets too high, that doesn't make that campaign worth running. So what you need to do, and we're going to simplify these numbers really quickly. So say you're bringing in leads for £100 and you're selling a £1,000 service. If you're bringing in leads for £100 and your conversion rate of those leads is 10%. So for every 10 leads that you bring in for a client, they convert one of them, 10% conversion rate. And you can ask them for what their conversion rate is, or you can just work it out over time. And it's going to be an important figure that you need to use in order to work what an acceptable cost per lead is. Because say you're bringing in 10 leads for £100 each, you're spending £1,000. If that client has 100% conversion rate, so every one of those leads turns into an £1,000 sale, that's not going to happen. But if it did, that means you could probably spend £999 on that lead in order for that to be a profitable campaign, because they'd make £1 in profit, providing they have 100% profit margins, which they don't, which is why that's an important factor to know. However, if they have a 10% conversion rate, they bring in 10 leads for £1,000, that means one of those 10 leads is going to turn into a £1,000 sale and you've spent £1,000. So that's their break-even point. If you're bringing in leads for £100, they're selling a £1,000 product or service and they've got a 10% conversion rate. If that cost per lead then drops, if you get that cost per lead to drop to £50 and they stay at a 10% conversion rate, that means you're going to bring in 10 leads, £50 each. You're going to spend £500 on 10 leads. 10% conversion rate of 10 is one customer. So you're going to get £1,000 back for a 500 ad spend. That's going to be profitable if they have 100% profit margin. So that because they're going to spend 500, get 1,000 back, 500 profit. However, if they've got a 50% profit margin on the service they sell, then that process is going to make them break even, because they're only actually going to make £500. It's no good you working out your break even on the revenue you bring in, because say you bring in 10 leads and you've got a 10% conversion rate on a £1,000 product. And you convert 10% of the 10 leads, so you spent £1,000 to get one sale, which is £1,000 in revenue, but they only make £500 on that product. That's a £500 loss for that business. So you've incorrectly calculated the break-even point. So when you're working out these campaigns, guys, you need to understand for each of the clients that you work with, using their conversion rate. So you can either decrease the cost per lead or you can increase their conversion rate. You can decrease the cost per lead by continually testing, get better ad creatives and developing your campaigns using lookalike audiences, using custom audiences, and hopefully you're going to do both. So the cost conversion rate goes up and the cost per lead goes down, and that's a win-win. Or you can work with the client to advance their sales skills and get them to level up, so they're converting more of these leads into sales to sales. And that might not be always the case where you have to increase their sales skills. It might be things that you can put in place in your campaigns, like a better email sequence, better follow-up process, better go high level automations, and that will increase the conversion rate. So there's loads of different things you can do in terms of decreasing the cost per lead and increasing the conversion rate that you need to do as the marketer for that client. But when it comes to what's an acceptable cost per lead or cost per purchase, you need to calculate what their break-even point is and just make sure your cost per lead stays below that point. However, when looking at our campaigns from the past, like I say, our cost per leads that we're happy with range from £3 a lead to like £15-20 a lead, depending on the industry we're in. For some industries, we literally can't get a cost per lead cheaper than £15, whereas some industries, if we get a lead above £7, we're disappointed because we know what we can get for that industry. And obviously all of those are way below the break-even point for the conversion rate, which is why those clients make so much money. But it's something that we always need to take into consideration. So yeah, to round that up, you just need to make sure that you understand the conversion rate of each client, you understand what the cost per lead is and what your average cost per lead is, and also what the profit margin is on the product or service that you're selling for the client, so you can calculate, what your break-even point is. But also you need to make sure that you're keeping your cost per lead as low as possible, but also helping the conversion rate of the leads, because that's going to help you be even more profitable. So hopefully you enjoyed that video, guys. Hopefully I've explained that well. It's quite hard to do without having a whiteboard up or being in person and showcasing real ad accounts and real examples. But I wanted to get that across because I do get a lot of questions on, how to calculate the best cost per lead or what's a good cost per lead. If you do want any more information like this, guys, or if you want some hands-on help with your campaigns or getting your agency off the ground, click the link in the description. Check out the Digital Culture Academy. It's our personal mentorship program where you go through all of the content and then you slip in to the mentorship with Tom and I, where there's weekly live calls. You get us on speed dial for any questions. So if you've got a meeting tomorrow and you want us to look over a presentation, you can send it over to us. We'll give you feedback. Usually it's great feedback because you're just copy and pasting our proven to work templates, sales funnels, automations on Go High Level, our actual presentation, all of our scripts, all of our documents, all of our spreadsheets. So you basically just get back-end access to everything that works for our agency and our ongoing support, which is super useful, as well as the community, which is by hands down the best community in the SMMA industry. So give the link in the description a click. But there's a 20-minute video on there where I just discuss everything that's included. The Academy price is increasing by a few $100s just because of all of the new modules we've just added. So yeah, hope you enjoyed the video, guys. Please make sure to subscribe, check out the link in the description, and we'll see you tomorrow at 9 AM for tomorrow's video.